Hey guys, welcome back to more and more episodes of Chef Tunes. Today is May the 31st, the end of May. We've been hitting it hard every week this month, and obviously this has Memorial Weekend, so we want to honor all those people that serve our country, every other country out there, any veterans, anybody out there. Much love to you guys. But I'm a big man. I'm the guy staying behind, ready to cook your meals when you come back for those armed forces. So anyways, a lot of my prayers and love to all the people out there serving our country. But anyways, we got a great menu this week. What we're gonna start off the day with is tri-tip. Actually, we have flank steak. I take that back. It's not tri-tip. Tri-tip is a little bit more thicker, something like that, smaller cut. This is more like a flank steak. This is pretty much a little better version of our carne asada, which is our ranchera meat. But these are thicker. This is more of a carving meat. And if you could take a look, our meat here, this one was marinated in a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of shallots. It just has a little bit of everything in there. And I'll do what you could do as well as marinated with just simple Worcestershire sauce or a little bit of hot spices, anything you think of, any oils, anything that you're comfortable with. So obviously there's different marinades on that. Stay tuned with Chef Tune. I'll let you guys in on quick recipes and quick easy marinades for these meats. But anyway, so what we do, we got this meat right here. We got the flank steak. We're just gonna season it up. The last thing we're gonna do, season it with some oil. Same time, you want to get your oven hot about 450 degrees. You want to get a pan nice and hot. What we're gonna do, we're gonna sear both sides before we put it back in the oven, and we'll wait for it till it comes out in about 15 minutes. So just follow me here. So obviously we got our oven preheated here. We got a pan nice and hot. I just grab your meat. Hear that? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that pan nice and hot, searing that meat. Obviously after this point is your opportunity to season the other side. Got a little bit of salt, a little bit of Lawry's. I'm a big Lawry's fan. And don't be shy, folks. Half of the seasoning will eventually come out of the steak, so don't feel like you're seasoning your steak too much. Like I said, and plus it's gonna be something carved. And I got some chile con sal powder. You could use this chile con limon. You could use this on even just on simple fresh fruit like cucumbers, jicama, or even watermelon. If you want something spicy, you know, feel free to buy this. Use it on the micheladas as well. I use it to season meat. This is an all-purpose seasoning agent as well. So if you continue to stay tuned to my videos, you're gonna continue to see what kind of the recipes I'm coming out with. But anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna sear each side about 3 minutes. We just want to make sure we get a nice sear. See, we're about a minute and a half. We're getting that in there. Obviously, if you see that there's not enough oil down there, maybe there's not enough marinade like mine. Mine's more of a dry rub type of marinade. You'll feel free to drop a little bit of oil. However you feel, maybe you could see that. Just drop it in there. Gonna see? That's gonna give me a faster sear on one side. But once again, folks, all we're gonna do is we're gonna sear the flavors. And another thing, the reason we sear the meat is so obviously during the baking process while it's in the oven, all the juices, the fluids don't come out of the steak. What you're doing, you're searing the meat on both sides. So as the meat is roasting inside the oven, all the juices are staying inside since both sides are seared. Obviously, if you could throw this in the oven without searing the meat, it's obviously going to release more juices, but that's totally up to you. What I'm showing you guys is how to keep those juices in there so it's nice and moist, that you don't have to overwhelm your meat or your steak with Worcestershire sauce or steak sauce. Something like this should be fresh with a nice little compote, pico de gallo, maybe some caramelized onions, whatever you prefer. But obviously, so once you get on one side, flip it over. Right? See the nice little char color? Now, this is another thing before it goes in there, and this video is real important. Obviously, reason is these are barbecuing tips. A lot of people use this tri-tip, this flank steak on the grill, and they usually grill it on each side about 8 minutes, depending on what temperature you're looking for, medium rare, medium, or well done. It's totally up to you. But something like this, you could do it on the grill. But if you're at home, don't be scared. You could always pan sear your steaks as well. And that's what we're doing here. We're pan searing it. We're gonna finish it up in the oven. So at this point, folks, I got both sides here. Grab your pan, a little bit of foil. It's that easy. Get your oven nice and hot. Throw it inside the oven. We're gonna come back in about 10 minutes. We're gonna check the internal temperature. I'm looking for a medium rare, maybe 125 internal temperature, which is, you got a digital thermometer, just feel free to puncture in there in the thickest piece and try to check your internal temperature. But obviously we're gonna come back and check it in 10 minutes. Here it went in that oven for about 10-15 minutes. It actually took about 15 minutes to get a nice little medium rare, medium temperature. So obviously, as I pull it out of the pan, you're gonna be able to see there's some juices released, not too much. Obviously, that's what searing the meat does. It helps you control all that. Make sure that it's not full of juices down there. So obviously, what you want to do on a roast, want to make sure as soon as you pull it out of the oven, you let that sit for about 10-15 minutes. At this point, it's been about 10. And I'm gonna show you guys how to make some quick onion au jus to go a little topping on top of it. So we're gonna grab a red onion, right? Cut both ends. Cut it in half. All right, just take the peel off. While this is going, folks, don't forget, get your pan nice and hot, medium high heat, a little bit of oil. All right, what you want to do, just you want to go around the onion, just little slivers, go around. Once you get to this point, just let it drop. Go to this side, go to this side, same thing. All right, folks, if you see I'm using a serrated knife, what happened? I'm improvising. I left my my knife somewhere else, but there's no excuses on getting the job done, so we use the serrated knife. So obviously at that point, I got a pan nice and hot, a little bit of oil in there. Grab your onions, drop those bad boy. You hear that? What you want to hear? All right. So obviously we're gonna season them. A little salt, little Lawry's, and that's it. We're gonna let these cook for about 2-3 minutes, folks. Real easy. Right? You think you need a little bit more oil? Feel free to add some more. It's always good to add a little bit at a time. You could always add more. You can never take off, so be careful. Obviously, I want these nice and coated. Alright, perfect. So while this is going, folks, this is the perfect time to carve your meat. Right, so we're gonna come here, little tip right here, folks. I was showing people, we want to cut against the grain. The grain is, as you turn your meat around, you see these nice little lines. You want to zoom in a little bit, Carlitos? See these lines are running across the meat? You want to cut against the grain. So against it, against the lines. If you cut with the grain, you're gonna have chewy meat. So what you want to do, you want to cut against the grain. So each line, the meat's tearing apart, which is basically gonna tear up in your mouth. So as you can see, the lines are running this way. So we're gonna cut the meat this way. And this kind of meat, we carve it at a 45-degree angle. So I'll show you guys real quick. Get your meat nice and laid out. And I'll show you guys how to carve this. So just get some slivers. You see that? See that, folks? Nice and thin. Paper thin. So you go great in a sandwich. Totally up to you and what you want to do. You can serve it just over mashed potatoes. You can serve it in a sandwich. You can serve it in a slider bun. You can make a torta. You could actually use it. This kind of meat right here, folks, though, it's real good quality meat. So you want to enjoy it as it is like this. It's complete, just a little bit of onion au jus, some straight natural flavors. We don't want to hide or anything. So let's come back to our onions. Follow up on these. Right, give them a little quick stir. Remember, if you can't do this technique, folks, just grab a tongs, some spoon, and just stir it up. You want to cook both sides. All right, let this come back. We're gonna finish the carving this meat. Once again, a chunk like this could probably feed about 5, 6 people, folks. So it's always good to buy something like this for a little gathering or for the family. If you want to make some sliders, like I said, it's totally up to you. So once you got it at that point, grab yourself a plate. Grab yourself a plate. Get your meat nice and center. All right? Get your meat nice and center like that, folks. Now this is where the beauty comes. These onions are almost done like this. You see these fluids right here? This is where our jus comes from. These are all the juices released from our meat. We're gonna use those bad boys back in here. See that? Everything's going in there. Make sure it all drips in there. Soon, Carlitos, let me take a look at this hard boiling how it looks. So once you got something like this, do a little quick saute. Zero about minute, 30 seconds to go. This time, folks, it's real important you start cleaning around your area. Keep your kitchen clean. It's real important you keep it clean because whoever's gonna have to clean is gonna hate you. And if it's by yourself, you're gonna have to hate yourself because remember, you're gonna have to clean up, but try to have a rule, you cook, somebody else cleans. So at this point, we got our onions ready to go. Cooked, a little bit caramelized, a little au jus. This is where the beauty comes. Follow me, get this pan. Just lay them over. Lay them over. Obviously, make a bed of onions, put the meat over it. Or you just do what I did. Pour it over. And there you have it, folks. Quick, easy carb flank steak with some au jus onions. Ready to go in a nice little family platter, ready to be served for 5 people. So remember, folks, please stay tuned to these videos. I'm going to show you guys these quick, easy recipes, quick, easy tricks. Not just that, I'm going to make sure I show you how to keep people happy and make you the most popular guy in the world or lady. So obviously stay tuned to Chef Tunes, baby. We're going big.